everyone, welcome back to Hands-Free Studying for the MBE, brought to you by Brainscape. These upcoming constitutional law questions cover separation of powers. All right, let's get started. Question 1. What are the sources of congressional power in the Constitution? Congressional powers are generally split into two categories. First, there are the enumerated powers, which are found in Article 1, Section 8, and then you have implied powers. First, the Necessary and Proper Clause, which is also in Article 1, Section 8, taxing and spending power, also Article 1, Section 8 in Clause 1, and then the Commerce Clause, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 3. Question 2. Does Congress have federal police power to promote the general welfare of the states? No. This will almost always be the wrong answer on the MBE. Question 3. What is the Necessary and Proper Clause? The Necessary and Proper Clause allows Congress to enact any legislation necessary to carry out its enumerated powers. Remember, it is not an independent source of power. It is only to be used in conjunction with an express congressional power. Never pick this as a freestanding power of Congress on the MBE. Question 4. What does the Commerce Clause give Congress the authority to regulate? The Commerce Clause gives Congress the authority to regulate two broad categories: interstate commerce and intrastate commerce. For interstate commerce, it allows Congress to regulate channels, instrumentalities, articles moving in interstate commerce, and any activities that substantially affect interstate commerce. For intrastate commerce, Congress can regulate economic activities that substantially affect commercial activity in the aggregate. They can also regulate non-economic activities that substantially and directly affect commercial activity. And this last one has a much higher burden. Question 5. What does commerce mean? Commerce covers the majority of activities between two states. It could be watching TV, the radio, traffic, crops, marijuana, etc. Question 6. What is Congress's tax power? The General Welfare Clause gives Congress the power to lay and collect taxes for any public purpose. This is in Article 1, Section 8. And the government does not have a burden to show a compelling purpose for the tax. Question 7. What is the only requirement for a general tax to be valid? The only requirement for a tax to be valid is that it must raise revenue. Question 8. Can Congress regulate via its taxing power? Yes, a tax can be used to achieve a regulatory purpose as long as the tax is reasonably related to raising revenue, and this is a low burden. Question 9. What is an indirect tax? An indirect tax is one that is paid by a consumer to a business or intermediary who then pays the tax to the government. For example, import duties, sales tax, cigarette tax, these are all examples of indirect taxes. Question 10. What is required for an indirect tax to be valid? In order to be valid, an indirect tax must be geographically uniform in every single state in which it exists. Remember that it does not need to exist in every state. but it must be uniform in the states in which it does exist to be valid. And that's the end of your 10 flashcard study round. To reach full mastery, remember to study in Brainscape. Our mobile and web app uses the latest in spaced repetition techniques, allowing you to optimize your study time and track your progress down to the finest detail. But of course, when you're driving, cooking, exercising, or otherwise unable to navigate the app, be sure to keep listening to the rest of this hands-free studying playlist. No matter what subject you're learning and what method you're studying it, Brainscape helps you rise to your challenge.